They told you to work harder, save every penny, and chase success like it's running away from you. But what if I told you the biggest secret of all, that money isn't real, that everything you've been taught about wealth, effort, and value is an illusion designed to keep you stuck in survival mode? It sounds crazy at first, but stay with me, because once you understand this quantum secret, you'll never look at money, or your life, the same way again. You see, what most people call money is nothing more than frozen energy, vibrations slowed into paper, numbers and fear. The truth is, wealth doesn't come from what you earn, it comes from what you align with. When you shift your frequency of money, reality itself begins to rearrange in your favor. It's not luck, it's physics. The law of attraction and quantum manifestation aren't mystical tricks, they're the operating system of the universe. This is where real freedom begins, because once you see that money energy is just consciousness in motion, you stop chasing and start creating. You stop begging for abundance and start embodying it. That's when financial abundance stops being a dream and becomes a vibration you live in every day. And the best part, you don't need to earn it. You only need to remember how to attract abundance through alignment, not struggle. So if you've ever felt trapped in debt, anxious about bills, or stuck in the loop of working harder but never feeling richer, this message is for you. We're going to uncover the truth behind quantum wealth, the invisible mechanism that turns awareness into prosperity. It's simpler, faster, and more powerful than anything you've been told. Stay until the end, because the shift you're about to experience will change how you see money forever. And if you're ready to start manifesting wealth from the inside out, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and join this journey into quantum reality. Because once you remember that money isn't real, you'll finally discover what true wealth really is. They say money rules the world, but that's only true if you keep believing the illusion. The deeper truth is that money isn't real, not in the way people think it is. It's not a metal coin, a number on a screen, or a printed bill. It's an agreement, a shared vibration within human consciousness. Once you start seeing money as energy of money, not a solid object, everything shifts. Suddenly, your worth isn't trapped in a paycheck. It lives in your frequency of money, the unseen pattern that mirrors your beliefs about abundance. Think about this. Two people can hold the same amount of cash, yet one feels poor and the other feels limitless. Why? Because their inner money frequency is completely different. One is locked in fear, believing scarcity is real. The other moves with trust, understanding that quantum wealth flows from within. This isn't mystical fluff. It's how the law of attraction operates in the quantum reality. When you vibrate in alignment with abundance vibration, opportunities seem to appear out of nowhere. But in truth, they were always tuned to your energetic signal. For centuries, humanity has been hypnotized into worshipping paper as if it had intrinsic power. But when you look closer, that belief crumbles. The dollar, the euro, the yen, each is just a symbol for exchange, a piece in the grand illusion. Once you realize that money energy is a mirror of your consciousness, you stop chasing it. You start manifesting money by aligning your state of being, not by overworking or hustling endlessly. That's the first doorway into financial abundance, freedom from the illusion itself. The greatest liberation begins the moment you stop fearing the lack of money. Imagine you wake up tomorrow and the global banking system disappears. Would the real value of your mind, your creativity, your connections vanish? Of course not. Your spiritual wealth remains untouched because it lives in the energetic blueprint of who you are. That's why ancient sages could live in abundance without a single coin. They understood that prosperity isn't earned, it's remembered. To truly attract abundance, one must first deprogram the idea that money equals safety. The universe doesn't operate on accounting, it responds to resonance. The moment your vibration says, "I already have enough," reality bends to confirm it. This is the paradox of quantum manifestation. You only receive what you stop chasing. Like a reflection in a mirror, wealth appears when you stop reaching for it and instead become the frequency that creates it. In practical terms, this means changing how you interact with money in daily life. Next time you pay a bill, don't feel drained. Feel gratitude for the exchange. When you buy something, say to yourself, "This energy returns multiplied." These small rituals reprogram your abundance mindset, teaching your subconscious that giving and receiving are one motion in the energy of money. You start seeing proof everywhere. Discounts, gifts, new clients, unexpected deposits. That's all confirmation that your vibration is shifting. And as you begin to experience this subtle transformation, something profound awakens. You no longer see money as a master, but as a mirror. That realization is where real freedom begins. Because once the illusion collapses, what replaces it isn't emptiness, but infinite possibility. The kind that whispers, if money isn't real, what else have you been believing that keeps you small? Most people try to manifest money as if it was something to be hunted, chased, or forced into their lives. They light candles, repeat affirmations, and visualize piles of cash, but still feel empty inside. The truth? The universe doesn't respond to words. It responds to vibration. And if your core vibration screams lack, even the most perfect law of attraction technique won't work. That's why money isn't real in the physical sense. It's a reflection of your emotional frequency. You can't trick the energy of money with surface rituals. You must become it. The mistake begins with separation. People believe wealth is something out there, floating beyond their reach. They keep asking the universe for it, which energetically reinforces that they don't have it. The quantum reality doesn't understand begging, it only mirrors belief. So if you say, I want more money, you're actually vibrating lack. The quantum fix is to stop wanting and start embodying. When you manifest money from gratitude instead of desperation, you align with abundance vibration and everything begins to rearrange. This isn't philosophy. It's quantum mechanics applied to consciousness. Every thought you have creates a small energetic ripple in the field. Those ripples attract particles, people, and events that match your money frequency. If your emotional field says, I'm broke, the universe keeps giving you proof. But if it says, I live in financial abundance, the same field reorganizes to support that new story. It's like tuning a radio. You don't create the music. You just align with the right frequency to hear it. Here's the paradox. The harder you try to manifest money, the further it runs from you. Effort driven by fear is resistance disguised as ambition. That's why so many hardworking people feel spiritually exhausted and financially stuck. The key is surrender, not laziness, but trust. When you relax into the flow of quantum manifestation, you stop interrupting the process with doubt. Suddenly, synchronicities show up. The right phone call, the perfect idea, the unexpected opportunity. Not magic, alignment. A powerful exercise. Start noticing your emotional reactions to money. Do you tense up when paying bills? Do you feel guilty receiving abundance? These subtle emotions are energetic leaks. The frequency of money cannot circulate freely in a body filled with tension. Replace that reaction with appreciation. Each time you spend, silently repeat, this energy returns multiplied. It retrains your nervous system to stay in the vibration of quantum wealth instead of fear or scarcity. One might ask, if it's that simple, why doesn't everyone do it? Because simplicity feels unbelievable to the ego. The mind wants complicated formulas, not quiet alignment. Yet the entire abundance mindset is built on ease. The less you force, the more you receive. The less you analyze, the more you allow. It's not about working harder. It's about working energetically smarter, becoming a clear channel for the money energy that already exists in the field. And once that shift happens, everything changes. Life stops being about getting money and starts being about amplifying energy. Because wealth isn't earned, it's resonated. You don't chase it, you calibrate to it. And when that calibration locks in, a strange sense of peace takes over. The peace that whispers, if this is how reality really works, then what else have you misunderstood about creation itself? Most people hear the word quantum and immediately think of something too complex or abstract to understand. But quantum energy isn't mysterious. It's the foundation of everything, including money energy. Every atom, every thought, every emotion is made of vibrating frequencies. When you grasp that, you realize money isn't real as matter. It's real as movement. It's a pulse of energy that flows where attention goes, and in that understanding lies the real secret to quantum wealth. Science already tells us that observation changes reality. When you focus on something, your consciousness literally alters the outcome of events on a subatomic level. That's the observer effect and the very mechanism behind quantum manifestation. So, when you observe abundance instead of lack, You're collapsing a reality where financial abundance exists for you. You're not hoping for it, you're selecting it. Your awareness becomes the switch that turns possibility into form. Now imagine your thoughts as tuning forks vibrating in the quantum field. Each belief sends a frequency outward, calling back experiences that match its tone. If your inner vibration hums scarcity, you'll attract more lack. But if you hum prosperity, you begin to attract abundance naturally. It's not superstition, it's physics. The frequency of money isn't metaphorical. It's measurable in your emotions, your body language, your choices, your level of gratitude. Think of someone who always seems lucky with money. They aren't necessarily smarter or better educated. They've simply aligned with money frequency. Their energy says, I am safe, I am capable, I am open, and the quantum field responds with matching evidence. They unconsciously practice law of attraction principles through their vibration, not their words. This is the invisible wealth most people never see, the current of energy flowing beneath everyday life. You can experiment with this. Try spending 1 week observing your emotional state every time money enters or leaves your hands. Are you anxious, doubtful, or grateful? Each reaction emits a wave that tells the universe what to amplify. Gratitude raises the abundance vibration, fear lowers it. It's that simple and that powerful. This awareness begins to reshape your relationship with money, shifting you from consumer to creator in the quantum reality. And here's something profound. Your thoughts don't just influence your life, they influence the collective field. When you expand your own spiritual wealth, you contribute to humanity's energetic economy. Every time you choose generosity, you raise the global frequency of abundance. You're not just creating wealth for yourself, you're tuning the entire grid of reality to higher prosperity. That's how the unseen becomes tangible, through conscious participation. The real science of invisible wealth isn't hidden in laboratories, it's hidden in your daily awareness. The same force that forms galaxies also shapes your financial destiny. You're already inside the quantum field, you just forgot how to use it. And when that memory returns, you begin to see that the real currency isn't money, it's energy, which makes you wonder, if everything is energy, what kind of energy have you been broadcasting all along? From the moment you're born, the system starts programming you to believe that your value equals your bank account. Schools rarely teach creativity, intuition, or energy. They teach obedience and debt management. You're told that money is real, that success is a number, and that safety comes from earning instead of evolving. But once you wake up to quantum reality, you see the trick. Society thrives on your belief in limitation, because if everyone remembered that money isn't real, the entire control structure would collapse overnight. Banks, corporations, even governments, everything is built on this shared illusion of value. The digits in your account are not wealth, they're agreements. Energy flows where attention goes, and most people's attention is trapped in survival. That's how the money matrix keeps them locked. It's not about evil, it's about energy. If you vibrate scarcity, you generate it. But if you tune into the frequency of money, you can start to slip through the cracks of that invisible cage. Think of advertisements, social media, and status culture. They all whisper the same message: you're not enough yet. They push consumption, not creation. You buy things to feel rich, and that feeling fades in minutes. That's the loop. It keeps your abundance vibration low, so you keep spending to fill the void. True financial abundance begins when you realize no purchase can elevate your vibration. Only your awareness can. That's when you stop feeding the system and start feeding your soul. Now, imagine two people walking into a luxury store. One feels intimidated, the other feels inspired. The prices haven't changed, but their money frequency has. One sees lack, the other sees possibility. Society conditions us to see wealth as distance, but in quantum manifestation, distance doesn't exist. The energetic gap between you and abundance is only measured by belief. The more you feel worthy now, the faster reality mirrors that worth back to you. The law of attraction isn't about pretending you're rich. It's about remembering that richness is already part of you. The system wants you distracted by external numbers because it fears what happens when people awaken to internal value. When you begin to embody money energy, the game changes. You stop being a pawn and start being a creator, and the matrix loses its grip one vibration at a time. So how do you unplug? Start questioning everything you've been taught about money. Who benefits from your fear of not having enough? Who profits from your exhaustion? Awareness is rebellion. When you begin to manifest money through calm, gratitude, and clarity instead of stress, you're not just improving your finances, you're rewriting your role in the collective field of quantum wealth. And as this awareness deepens, you realize something stunning. Freedom isn't outside the matrix, it's inside your perception. Because once you master your vibration, the system no longer defines your destiny. That's when you start asking the real question, not how can I make more money, but what version of me does abundance already belong to? If everything in existence vibrates, then prosperity isn't a goal, it's a frequency. Quantum manifestation isn't about begging the universe for blessings. It's about tuning yourself to the frequency of money. When your vibration aligns with abundance, reality must follow. It's law of attraction, but not as the self-help books describe. It's not about visualizing harder. It's about feeling richer, deeper, calmer now. Because the truth is, money isn't real. It's energy reflecting your emotional tone. Think of it like music. When you play an instrument out of tune, no melody sounds right, no matter how good your technique is. The same happens with money energy. If you vibrate fear, the notes of life distort. But when you tune to gratitude, joy, and peace, the symphony of quantum wealth starts to play. That's why some people seem lucky. They aren't chasing success, they're resonating with it. They've learned the art of becoming the music instead of searching for it. One of the fastest ways to retune your money frequency is through emotional hygiene. Emotions are vibrations made visible through behavior. When anger, guilt, or envy dominate, they block the current of abundance vibration. Try starting your mornings by writing 3 things you already appreciate. Feel them as truth. This simple act shifts your magnetic field immediately. The energy of money loves gratitude because it's expansive. It flows where it's celebrated, not where it's feared. Here's something few people realize. Wealth responds to calm energy, not frantic effort. If your nervous system is always in survival mode, your field contracts, signaling the universe that you can't handle more. That's why rest, breathwork, and meditation aren't luxuries. They're alignment tools. By calming the body, you widen your field for financial abundance to enter. This is the quantum equivalent of clearing static, so the signal of prosperity can come through clearly. Another practice is movement with intention. Dancing, walking in nature, or even mindful stretching allows energy to circulate. When your body moves with joy, you amplify the abundance mindset. Think of each breath as a transaction of the quantum reality. You give and receive continuously. The more you embody flow physically, the more easily you attract abundance energetically. That's why wealth often arrives when you stop forcing and start flowing. You can even turn your daily routine into a prosperity ritual. Drink water while affirming that it's infused with money energy. Light a candle before work, imagining it igniting your inner magnetism. Every gesture becomes a frequency signal. The more consistent you are, the stronger the field. This is how spiritual wealth is built, not from intensity, but from resonance repeated. The universe doesn't listen to volume, it listens to vibration. And as your vibration stabilizes, you'll notice subtle miracles unfolding. Payments arriving at perfect timing, gifts appearing unexpectedly, doors opening with no logical reason. That's the frequency of prosperity responding to its echo you. Because in truth, wealth was never something to achieve, it was something to remember. And that realization quietly leads to a deeper question. If vibration shapes destiny, what else could change once you master your own? You might be doing everything right, visualizing, meditating, journaling, but still wondering why your bank account doesn't reflect your effort. The truth is, money isn't real. It's a reflection of your energetic state. And if your vibration is clogged with guilt, fear, or self-doubt, the energy of money can't flow freely. Think of yourself as a river. When emotions like resentment or shame pile up, they create invisible dams. The current of quantum wealth slows down, not because the universe denies you, but because you're holding the brakes. These blocks often come from childhood programming. Maybe you heard money doesn't grow on trees or rich people are greedy. Those phrases sink into the subconscious and shape your money frequency for decades. The first step in dissolving them is awareness. Notice how your body reacts when someone mentions wealth. Does it tense? Do you feel undeserving? That reaction is the clue. The law of attraction mirrors not your thoughts, but your beliefs. And beliefs built on fear can't manifest money, they repel it. Energy blocks also hide in emotional debt. Every time you helped others while secretly resenting it, or said yes when you meant no, you created energetic imbalance. That tension lowers your abundance vibration. The universe doesn't punish you, it just matches your signal. Forgiveness, therefore, isn't just moral, it's magnetic. By forgiving yourself and others, you open new circuits for financial abundance to circulate. Forgiveness is the emotional detox of quantum manifestation. Here's a simple yet powerful exercise. Take 5 deep breaths, then place your hand over your heart and say, "I release all fear about money." Feel it. Don't just say it. Imagine dark energy leaving your chest like smoke, replaced by golden light. That's not imagination, it's energy transmutation. When done daily, it rewires the subconscious to trust again, and trust is the natural frequency of spiritual wealth. The money energy begins to return home to its rightful flow. You can also use journaling as a mirror for your energy field. Write down every negative belief about money you've inherited. Then, next to it, write its energetic opposite. For instance, "Money is hard to earn" becomes "Money flows easily to me." Read it aloud daily, not as a wish, but as truth. Over time, your abundance mindset adapts, and the frequency of money responds. The shift isn't external, it's internal, but the outer world always catches up. Even your physical space can hold energetic residue. Clutter blocks circulation. That's why cleaning your environment is also cleaning your vibration. When you throw away what no longer serves you, you tell the quantum reality that you're ready for new flow. Sage, incense, or simply opening the windows, all of it helps. Remember, abundance loves movement. Stillness attracts stagnation. The more energy moves, the more life multiplies. And once those blocks dissolve, a new feeling arises. Lightness. You no longer chase, you allow. You no longer fear, you trust. Suddenly, opportunities appear where none existed before, and your intuition sharpens. That's the reward for clearing the internal static. Your channel to quantum wealth becomes pure. But of course, once your channel is open, there's an even deeper secret waiting. One that shows how to step instantly into the reality where abundance already exists. There comes a moment when knowing isn't enough. You have to shift. The quantum jump is that leap from the version of you struggling with bills to the version already living in financial abundance. It's not fantasy, it's physics. In quantum reality, infinite versions of you already exist. There's one who's broke, one who's free, one who's wealthy beyond logic. The goal of quantum manifestation isn't to create the rich version, it's to merge with it. You don't reach abundance, you remember it. The key to an instant shift lies in identity, not effort. Most people try to manifest money by changing actions, not assumptions. But action alone can't rewrite energy. The version of you who lives in quantum wealth doesn't chase money, they radiate it. So the fastest way to jump realities is to behave as if you're already that version. Feel it first. Think it now. The frequency of money has no resistance when you embody it completely. It flows toward its own reflection. You. Try this. Close your eyes and picture 2 doors in front of you. Behind one is your current life. Worry, scarcity, limitation. Behind the other is a version where the energy of money flows easily, where peace replaces panic. Now step through the second door in your mind. Feel your posture change. Breathe differently. Speak differently. That shift in feeling is the doorway itself. You've entered a new field, the abundance vibration of the self that already knows wealth. The trick is to hold the vibration long enough for reality to catch up. Most people jump, then doubt, and fall back into the old version. Don't do that. Treat doubt like gravity. It only pulls you if you stop flying. Every time your mind whispers, "It's not working," smile and remember, money isn't real. Energy is. You're not waiting for money. Money is waiting for your alignment. Keep calibrating your feelings, and the universe will respond precisely to that frequency. You can use music, movement, or meditation to stabilize the new timeline. Dance like someone who's financially free, speak as if opportunities are guaranteed. Your body is the transmitter of money energy. The more consistently you act from this vibration, the faster the outer world reshapes itself. That's not delusion, it's resonance. The law of attraction operates faster when you stop checking if it's working and start living as though it already did. And if resistance appears, old fears, sudden bills, or emotional heaviness, see it as proof that your old timeline is dissolving. Don't panic. Celebrate. The storm comes right before the breakthrough. Each time you choose calm instead of chaos, you stabilize your new identity. You're teaching the quantum field that this new level of peace is permanent. That's how instant shifts become lasting ones. You don't visit wealth, you become its address. Eventually, you'll look back and realize that the leap wasn't from poverty to prosperity. It was from illusion to awareness. You didn't attract abundance, you unveiled it. And that realization naturally leads to the next level, the understanding that wealth is just one doorway in the mansion of creation. Because once you learn to jump timelines with money, the question becomes, what else can you transform just by changing who you are? Every great transformation starts with nothing. The seed, before it becomes a tree, disappears into the soil. The same principle applies to wealth. You don't need visible proof to begin manifesting money. You need faith in the unseen. That's the paradox of quantum wealth. The less you have physically, the more potential you hold energetically, because money isn't real until consciousness observes it. And in quantum reality, energy precedes matter, meaning your belief shapes the balance, not your bank. This is why the journey from nothing to everything isn't about collecting, it's about remembering. Spiritual wealth starts when you stop identifying with lack. People think being broke is a condition, but it's really a vibration. When you shift that signal from fear to gratitude, you tune into the frequency of money, and suddenly, the invisible path appears. Ideas, allies, and opportunities start emerging, as if the universe had been waiting for you to remember your worth. The invisible path demands trust in the unseen. You may not see results immediately, but your vibration knows before your eyes do. Every act of generosity, every thought of appreciation, strengthens the abundance vibration. It's like charging your spiritual battery. The more you give without fear, the more current flows through you. This is not metaphorical, it's magnetic. That's how the energy of money multiplies, through flow, not through hoarding. Think of stories of people who lost everything and built empires from scratch. They didn't just work harder, they believed differently. They practiced law of attraction not as a concept, but as a way of being. They held a quiet certainty that the field would rearrange for them. That's the hidden art of quantum manifestation, acting in alignment with the wealth that already exists, even when physical reality hasn't caught up yet. That's the invisible faith that moves numbers. One of the purest ways to walk this path is through giving, even when it feels uncomfortable. When you give from trust instead of fear, you break the illusion that money energy is limited. You tell the universe, I am the source, and the universe, like a mirror, reflects that back tenfold. That's why ancient masters spoke of tithing, not as sacrifice, but as synchronization with abundance. You attract abundance by proving to yourself that you already have enough to share. This spiritual finance isn't about denial of the material, it's about dominion over it. Once you master the energy, matter follows naturally. The financial abundance you see in your outer life is just evidence of your inner coherence. You no longer measure wealth by possessions, but by peace. You stop asking, how much do I have? And start asking, how deeply do I trust? Yes, because the deeper the trust, the richer the frequency. And eventually, you realize that everything was never about money. It was about consciousness. When you can feel wealthy in the silence of your room, without a single dollar in sight, you've already stepped into quantum wealth. From that state, opportunities rush to meet you, because you've become one with the flow of creation itself. And that awareness leads to an even more profound truth. If abundance begins in nothingness, what other miracles might be waiting there? Here's the truth most people never realize. Wealth isn't something that travels toward you. It's something you become. In quantum reality, you don't chase energy. You synchronize with it. The frequency of money already exists as a constant field around you. It's not waiting to arrive. It's waiting for you to match it. That's why money isn't real in the traditional sense. It's energetic alignment made visible. You don't get rich. You merge with quantum wealth by embodying its vibration. Think about the difference between chasing love and being love. When you chase, you confirm its absence. When you become it, everything around you rearranges to match that state. The same applies to manifesting money. Every time you say, "I'm waiting for abundance," you declare that it's separate from you. But when you say, "I am abundance," you activate the law of attraction on its highest frequency. You become the magnet instead of the seeker. That's quantum alignment in motion. Most people sabotage themselves by asking, "When will it come?" That question broadcasts impatience, which vibrates lack. The universe doesn't work on calendars, it works on calibration. The energy of money flows instantly to the state of gratitude, not to the state of waiting. That's why the richest transformations happen when you stop asking and start embodying. Reality bends around identity, not intention. You don't have to push, you have to resonate. Here's a practice to experience it. Each morning, close your eyes and imagine yourself already living in financial abundance. Feel your environment. What does peace sound like? What does freedom taste like? Hold that vibration until your body believes it's real. That belief is your bridge to the parallel timeline where it already exists. This is the essence of quantum manifestation. Emotion as the portal, imagination as the map, and alignment as the key. Notice how easily things flow when you stop chasing outcomes. The emails, the calls, the opportunities, they arrive naturally because you're finally tuned to the right signal. You're no longer asking reality to change, you're broadcasting a new version of yourself into it. The abundance vibration becomes your natural state, and the money energy responds effortlessly. Life begins to feel lighter, as though you've stepped into a smoother timeline where things just work. The beauty of merging with wealth is that it removes competition and comparison. You stop measuring success by others' standards because your prosperity is internal. The abundance mindset isn't about ego, it's about expansion. You start seeing everyone as reflections of the same infinite source. Their victories amplify yours. Their flow feeds your flow. That's the collective symphony of spiritual wealth, a network of aligned frequencies co-creating prosperity together. And as this understanding deepens, the chase finally ends. You stop waiting for your dream life and start living as its energetic twin. The boundary between me and money dissolves, revealing that they were never separate to begin with. You don't attract it, you remember you are it, and that realization quietly opens the door to the final truth. Once you've merged with abundance itself, what practices can keep that alignment alive every single day? Now that you understand that money isn't real, the question becomes, how do you live from that truth every day? The answer lies in activation, consistent practices that keep your money frequency clear, elevated, and fluid. These rituals aren't about worshipping money, they're about harmonizing with quantum wealth. They remind your nervous system that abundance is your natural state. Because in quantum reality, the energy you repeat becomes the world you inhabit. Start each morning with intention. Before checking your phone, place your hand over your heart and whisper, "I am aligned with the energy of money." Feel the warmth expand through your chest. That's quantum manifestation in its simplest form, directing your awareness before the world distracts you. When you open your day from gratitude instead of worry, the law of attraction begins to operate automatically. You don't need to chase, you just need to calibrate. Integrate movement into your practice. Walk, dance, stretch. Anything that allows the money energy to circulate. Energy trapped in the body becomes resistance in the field. As you move, visualize light traveling through your spine, clearing blocks and amplifying your abundance vibration. Feel wealth not as an idea, but as electricity in your veins. That's how you anchor spiritual wealth into matter, by letting energy breathe through your body. Even your speech carries vibration. Every time you say, "I can't afford it," you affirm scarcity into the quantum field. Replace that phrase with, "It's not aligned for me right now," which carries neutrality instead of lack. Words are frequencies. They sculpt timelines. When you speak from confidence, you broadcast a frequency of money that magnetizes opportunities rather than repelling them. Language isn't communication, it's creation. Another ritual. Give something every day. Not because you should, but because generosity expands your energetic container. Tip extra. share knowledge, compliment someone sincerely. Giving activates the circuitry of financial abundance. The universe mirrors circulation, stagnation repels. Each act of generosity says, "I already have enough to share," which tunes you perfectly to the abundance mindset. In giving, you become the proof of your own prosperity. Night rituals matter too. Before sleep, recall 3 moments of flow from your day, times you felt supported, lucky, or inspired. Gratitude before rest programs your subconscious to seek more of that frequency while you dream. It keeps your abundance vibration alive even when you're asleep. That's why some of your best opportunities appear out of nowhere after a good night's rest. It's not coincidence, it's calibration continuing through stillness. And with time, these rituals stop feeling like practices and start feeling like who you are. You no longer do abundance, you exist as it. Your presence becomes magnetic. You attract abundance not through effort, but through essence. That's the final secret of quantum wealth. Transcend the need for money by mastering the energy of money, because once you live as the vibration itself, prosperity no longer visits, it stays. So now you know, the secret wasn't hidden in banks, in hustles, or in luck. It was always inside your frequency, because money isn't real. It's energy responding to who you are. Every thought, every emotion, every belief you carry is shaping the quantum reality around you. The more you embody peace, gratitude, and purpose, the faster quantum wealth finds its way to you. You've never been chasing money. You've been chasing alignment. And today, you finally caught it. But here's the question that changes everything. Now that you know how money energy works, will you keep living by the old rules, or start creating by new ones? Will you keep treating abundance like a stranger, or will you invite it to live inside you? Remember, financial abundance doesn't arrive, it awakens, and it awakens the moment you stop doubting your own frequency. Ask yourself right now, how would I live, speak, and decide if I truly believe that money isn't real and that energy answers instantly? What would I stop fearing? What would I start giving? What would I dare to create if I knew that wealth was simply my reflection in the mirror of the universe? Because the truth is, every moment you spend in gratitude, you're already manifesting money. Every time you trust instead of panic, you're expanding your abundance vibration. You don't need permission to be prosperous. You only need to remember that your vibration is the key. The law of attraction doesn't choose favorites. It only follows resonance. So go ahead, start living as if you've already merged with spiritual wealth. Watch what happens when you stop chasing paper and start radiating purpose. Life begins to mirror your inner world so precisely that you'll wonder how you ever doubted the energy of money at all. If this message resonated with you, take a deep breath and promise yourself one thing, that from this moment on, you'll create consciously. And if you're ready to keep awakening your abundance, subscribe, turn on the bell, and keep exploring the truth behind quantum manifestation and the frequency of money. Because this isn't the end, it's the beginning of your true wealth.